Kristian Nairn, welcome to the Game Informer Show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's an odd guest, but I'm happy to have you on, man. You play video games, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I spend way too much of my life playing video games.
Primarily a PC guy? Is that where we're leaning?
I'm kind of multi-format. I'm on the road a lot, though, so laptop gaming for me. Oh. Yeah, it's where it's at the moment.
Okay, so you're on like a big DJ tour right now, right?
Yeah. If it's not on a laptop or my mobile phone, unfortunately, I can't really play it.
So what's the go-to game around this era for you?
Well, I'm still playing Legion, Warcraft.
Yeah.
At the moment. I mean, I'm just so deeply into that game. I've been playing since launch, and man, it just has me. It has me by the balls, basically, and it always has had, and I think it always will have. And yeah, I'm playing a bunch of app games as well. King of Avalon. I spent way too much time and money on that one too.
Okay. So, and this is the one that you're now involved with, right?
Yeah. I'm not really used to playing that sort of game, and it's one of my first experiences playing that sort of game. Definitely on the mobile. I never imagined on the iPhone the game could be so in depth. You know, it's like what's going on? Like you have chat. I'm in a guild on my iPhone, and I've got like people are shouting at me. It's like you have to reinforce me. You know, we have to go and kick this guy's ass. And I'm sitting on the toilet going, okay, that's fine. Or I might be on stage somewhere DJing. And I'm kind of I'm sending a few troops.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, obviously taking my DJing very seriously at the same time. Not.
Right. What is your life now? So the DJing, are you just going on a tour of Europe, DJing every night, going to different universities over there? This sounds like the ideal life.
Well, as you can hear, I've got the flu. I've been infected by the lovely students. And there's all sorts of worse things I could have got right enough. But the flu I will settle for. Yeah, I've always been a DJ. I've been a DJ long, like maybe 15 years before I was in Game of Thrones. So I've been touring for the last 2.5 years, really, and it's just non-stop. I've been from Alaska to Australia to Mexico to Moscow, all over the place, and it just never stops.
So
never stops.
How much Game of Thrones pressure do you get on this tour? I mean, do you open with a theme? Are people yelling Hodor the entire time?
I mean, I do very little Game of Thrones theme. I made sort of a bootleg remix of the theme tune. About 2 years ago. It's actually kind of but I'm very honest about stuff. I mean, there's no way to make a good version of that. Professional DJs, Paul Oakenfold tried it, and other people have tried, and to be honest, their versions have been pants as well. So yeah, I play that in the middle of the set, and we have like some visuals and stuff. But apart from that, the Game of Thrones reference will be how the people dress up. A lot of people, not so much in the student gigs, but in the club gigs, people some people go to crazy lengths to dress up as their favorite character, sweating their ass off in stark furs, and there's always a lot of Daenerys. You know, people like to get their booties out and dress as Daenerys. Both sexes, actually.
Oh wow!
I've seen a lot of. Male and female Daenerys. It's absolutely amazing. I love
Daenerys, I think they call it. And then I just imagine like a rave scene, basically like from the Matrix sequel, just that kind of rave, except with a lot of like direwolf heads on sticks roaming around. Is that what it's like in there?
It can be.
Okay.
Thank God people usually just bring plastic swords because they tend to throw them on stage. I want to be harpooned. So
that helps. So you talk about being on the road so much and playing, mobile games and, and a laptop and whatnot. What was gaming like on the set of Game of Thrones? Do you go back to a trailer and just play WoW for a while? Set the scene for us.
We never had that good internet. I'm afraid Winterfell was a bit. We only had dial-up.
Where was it? Where were you filming that?
Oh man, all over the place, all over Ireland. Really, Winterfell I think was 3 locations at one stage. We moved it 3 times, but I remember the first year. I think it was Angry Birds was really big. So Isaac, who plays Bran, we were very competitive. We were very competitive over our scores. I always won.
Congratulations!
I always beat him. And also, the first time I met Isaac, actually, he broke my iPhone. We were playing the Harry Potter spells app. And,
what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, man, he grabbed it off me. He wanted to do I think it was Expelliarmus, and it ended up going 20 feet into the air and smashed into a million pieces. And that's how we met.
And then it's just a bond from here on out. It didn't like drop out of his pocket when he's on your back or anything like that.
No, but if you ever notice, Hodor had like a little leather pouch which he carried stuff in. That was always full of iPhones. I would always sort of carry the cast iPhones in that.
Love it. I think one episode you can subtly hear the Angry Birds theme kind of projecting onto the mic. It's wonderful.
I wouldn't be surprised. So
with the stardom and fandom from Game of Thrones, then is that what got you in touch with Blizzard? Because eventually you became a voice in Warlords of Draenor, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a dungeon orc in Warlords of Draenor. That was like a dream come true. You know, it's so weird going to a dungeon in your favorite game and hearing your own voice. And then I kind of enjoy killing myself, which is a strange sentence. I've never said that before.
Do you want to work it out emotionally? I imagine it's very complex.
It's kind of gratifying to loot your own corpse.
What was it like to interact with Blizzard? Were they just crazy Game of Thrones fans?
Yeah, and the thing I love about Blizzard is they're as much into the game as we are. I don't know if you've been to their offices or anything, but they're just crazy geeks, and that really sort of it made me love them even more because it's more than a game to them. They're really passionate about the game, and they just love it as much as we all do, and that sort of really turned me on to it even more.
Do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? How does that connection come about?
I can't really remember, but I know I talk too much about Warcraft. I can literally talk about it till the cows come home. But I must have been tweeting about it, and I think we hooked up on Twitter, and I ended up going to see them. So one thing led to another. We met on eHarmony.
So then your connection with the world of games. I mean, Telltale's game Hodor isn't in, if I remember correctly. But were you interested? Was it a fascinating process to watch your, castmates and whatnot go through that game process?
I didn't actually get to see much of it. I've been asked to comment on this game a number of times.
Yeah,
I haven't played it. I just don't know really that much about it. I know there was a lot of motion capture and stuff like that, but I wasn't in it, so I don't really care.
Yeah, that's fair. So then your interest, is it kind of branching out into actual game design then?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing games since I was, since the Spectrum, ZX Spectrum, I think. Before that, I had Atari computers as well. And I've always been a gamer. And just really being in shows like Game of Thrones, it affords you opportunities to meet different types of people, and it opens up different worlds. And I have some great ideas for games, and it's nice now when I have an idea for a game, I actually know who to talk to. If I want maybe to change something or I have a comment on something, it gets taken seriously, and yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. Do you ever talk to George R. R. Martin about games? Do you ever talk to George R. R. Martin, period? I guess I have no idea.
Yeah. George is a great guy. He is evil, obviously. He's the master of destruction.
And this is Ben from Another Timeline cutting in just to let you know that there are spoilers for the latest season of Game of Thrones here, so you might want to jump ahead 45 seconds or 2 minutes if you have not watched the latest season.
Yeah, it's nice to have that sort of pressure. I don't have to be nice to him anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm dead. So he never let that secret out of the bag either. I asked him thousands of times, I think, what Hodor's origin was and sort of how he would take his place in the storyline. He never let it slip. Never even close.
I forgot who it is, but I remember somebody posted a blog in like 2014 about how they interacted with George R. R. Martin in an elevator, and he was holding the door in the elevator, and he kind of let slip some connection there. And now it's like chronicled on the internet, like, yeah, he totally told this random dude exactly the origin of this thing.
But I mean, he did the right thing because I can't hold my water, so I would have told everybody.
So I mean, I know George R. R. Martin is a huge nerd. Like went to like early Comic Cons and stuff like that. You ever see him playing Angry Birds on the set or anything?
No, but funny on that topic. The first Comic Con I ever did, I remember it was in Dublin, and George was there. Game of Thrones hadn't been released; it was just the books at that stage. And he and I went to this. I had just been cast. And we went to this convention, and there must have been like 30 people there, with 40 people, and it's just crazy how much the show has changed everything. No one cared back then. It was just diehard book fans,
right?
And like to see how things have changed in like 6 or 7 years, it's incredible.
Here's a pivotal question for you. When you read the books, do you imagine yourself and your own voice coming out of those characters' mouths?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hodor is a completely separate person when you read him in the books.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I see him. I tend to talk about him in the third person, like he's definitely a different person to me. Yeah. And I think that's why most actors do it. Really, I don't see a crossover there.
Right. So Blizzard isn't asking you to throw in.
I talk way too much for that.
Blizzard isn't asking you to throw in a Hodor every once in a while when you're doing VO for World of Warcraft.
No, I think I might get sued.
Yeah, you legally can't say that name anywhere. I understand. So, do you want to talk about this King of Avalon game? Are you involved in the design? How does this work?
Well, FunPlus got in touch with me. I did some work for them before in the past. They're a really nice company to work for. And they showed me this game. I really hadn't a clue what it was about. It's so in-depth. Like, that's what I was saying before. I sort of had imagined most app-based games as like Angry Birds, not like a sandbox game. I didn't really realize what the capability of a game could be. I've never seen a game so in-depth in my life on an iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for the in-game purchases. I am so impatient. It's the same with all those games. I just buy the biggest pack of stuff.
So even though you're a voice in the game and you're helping design the game a little bit, you're still putting your own money into this thing? What are you doing?
I like to pull my weight, man.
Okay.
I know, but you don't have to do it that way, but I am so impatient. I just like everything right now. But it's the interaction in the game is incredible. How you can become part of a guild, you help each other out. They can help you build your fortresses and make them bigger and stronger, and increase your dragon power. And then you'll get messages, as I said. You can be doing things everyday life, and another realm is invading, and you're getting attacked by these assholes, and you really have to rally your troops. And yeah, it gets quite intense. I absolutely love it. It's done such an amazing job. So I really hope it takes off for them. I can't see why it won't.
Yeah. So what is in your ideal future? How would you like to be involved with games? How do you see this going forward?
Well, I mean, my computer knowledge is small. I really don't know anything about coding.
You're not a codor.
Pardon?
I said you're not a codor?
Oh my God. I think I like that better when I didn't hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, it's conceptually. I always have great ideas. Well, I think I have great ideas. Not always great ideas. So yeah, I think it'll be more conceptual. Maybe quest design. I remember the first day I went to Blizzard. Actually, I met the guy who designs the quests, and I ended up correcting him in some lore.
Oh, Lord.
And he was just like, "You really are a sad geek." And I was like, okay. So yeah, I love being like the lore in the games and Warcraft and other games is very important to me. And if I can get involved, preferably in that part of it, so more in sort of writing the history of the game and how it goes forward.
Yeah, hell yeah. Or maybe they'll make a new DJ Hero, and then you could be involved with that with Activision.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think computer DJing these days basically is DJ Hero. I mean,
that is the sequel to DJ Hero. It's out on the road. Cool, man. Well, I hope you're having a good time on the tour. It seems like a hell of a life you've got going for you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't forget how lucky I am. Like, I've had all sorts of jobs in my life, from stacking toilet paper on grocery store shelves to working in call centers as well. So I wasn't born as a child actor. So I'm very appreciative of the life I have, and I'm going to work hard to make sure it continues.
Yeah, unlike some people's lives. Yes, absolutely. Well, congratulations on being involved with King of Avalon and being involved with Blizzard, all that stuff. And good luck on the road, man. Have fun out there.
I will. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Kristian. All right, take care.
Take care, bud.